Podcast. Fridge Friends Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Fridge Friends Podcast. I'm your host, Jake Martin, and I'm super excited to announce we got a very special guest in the fridge today, Myles Matthews, everybody.
Yo, hello?
You had that like perfectly fucking
What's up?
put in. Myles is stand-up comedy. Myles is a stand-up comedy. Myles is a stand-up comedian from Boise. We know each other from doing comedy together. We actually just got back from doing a little Monday night open mic, which this podcast hears about all the time.
Oh boy.
The triumph of doing comedy to 3 or 4 people who did not fucking know there was
It's
going
the
to be comedy.
worst fucking thing ever. I fucking hate Mondays.
Yeah.
I don't go to them very often anymore.
I feel like you need one of those a week.
Yeah, you gotta really...
It doesn't have to be Mondays, but you gotta have one shithole room where
God
no one
damn.
cares what you're saying to just like check your ego and try out new shit and like realize that like you could say the stupidest fucking joke to open and then use your best one to kill and they'll get the exact same reaction.
Yeah.
You're just like
Yep.
fucking...
Okay, this is pointless shit. No, it's good though.
Yeah. One, Greg. Gotta give it up for Greg.
I can't believe he's doing it. It's awesome.
He took that on as an all-time hosting gig.
Crazy.
I
Like
did
the
that-
most painful mic in the city.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a martyr's job. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
That was the first mic I ever hosted, and it was the first time I hosted was so awful. It was so bad. I didn't realize I had heard people talk about it, but like I put like probably like 4 of like the schizos in a row,
Oh yeah.
and it was fuller than it usually is. Like there was people there.
Yeah.
There's
To
probably
start.
like 20 plus people in the room. I front loaded with like 4 schizos, and everybody fucking laughed. I was like, oh, I just ruined not only the mic but like their business
That's
for the
a-
night.
That's a one-shot learning tool,
Like-
though. You know, as a host,
Like,
you're
oh,
like,
like,
I fucking realized exactly
oops.
what I did there.
I just lost them a bunch of money for
Yeah.
sure. Like, for sure.
Well, you can just see the momentum leave the room,
Oh,
and then you see the crowd getting tired, and then people like some of them sneaking away. And
Yeah,
then
people
some of them
start
debating
looking at
it.
each other like, let's go.
Oh yeah, I kind of felt like I was in that position tonight, even though there wasn't a lot of people. Not like people walking the crowd before me, but just I looked up the lineup and I was like, well, fuck my life. I
Yeah.
have fucking 15 minutes of just like anguish for those motherfuckers, and then I have to come up
And then you
after
gotta
that.
get up.
Dude, the guy before me did
Fuck.
a full 6 minutes on the Jews with no punchlines in it.
Hell yeah, dude.
No,
That's
bro.
that's why I go to open mics.
Did you
dude.
see that? set?
No, I got there in the middle of your
Fuck,
set.
bro.
That's my favorite shit, is just watching schizos, like undiagnosed people pop off on mic with no jokes.
Yeah, this is more of like I'm retired, I have nothing to do, so I'm gonna try this type of guy.
Was it Louis Katz? Or
Yeah.
whatever? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
He was trying out some new 5-minute on the Jews.
I'm so bummed I missed that, actually.
Bro, that was right before me.
Oh,
And there's already
fuck.
2 fucking, like, hard to get through sets back to back right before that. I was almost like, Craig, I see what you're doing here. You know, you got fucking 14 names and 6 of them are fucking schizos. So you're putting me as the wave break here, but I don't appreciate it. You know? It did. The opener wrote itself, you know. I just went, I was going to do 5 minutes on the Jews.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
That shit crushed, you
Fuck,
know.
you just stepped on all my Jew shit.
Because they're just like, you know, anything but the Jews, so I gotta...
I talked about the Jews way too much tonight.
Well, you just
Fuck.
gotta sometimes pop that bubble that someone blew up in the room,
It's
you know?
fucking
Like
crazy, dude.
you ever get on stage and it looks like everyone's afraid? You're like, alright, I gotta do something about this. Somebody's
So stupid. God damn.
That's the life, though, man.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of Saturday open mics get like that, too, late at night.
Saturday late nights are pretty tough sometimes, especially if there's like just a few people and they're really drunk.
Mm-hmm.
It's awful.
One, just depending on how that lineup goes of comics, too. 'Cause
Yeah.
You get way more that show up at that one,
Yeah.
which can be a really good thing. But it can be a real fucking bad thing
No.
too. If like all the ones that should be slowly peppered like once a month throughout the open mics, all of them just perfect storm it on a Saturday night, bro. It's like,
You know what though? There's been way less homeless people since I've been back,
that's true.
which has been cool.
Yeah.
Not that I liked them. I liked the homeless people, but they did smell really bad.
Yeah, one, depending on, I mean, it's just like, all I really care about is how do you treat the crowd and how do you treat the host and the venue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're fucking up my crowd before I get up there, then I care. Like, I don't care if your jokes suck, as long as the audience doesn't leave or
Yeah.
get, like, all, like, molested, where you go out there and they're
Yeah.
just looking at you like, don't hurt me, you know? And you're like,
It's so weird because like
fucking-
I love watching it, but it does suck to like have to step into like after like getting up after someone just trauma dumped for 6 minutes with no punchlines. It's just like, fuck, dude.
It's a skill. It's a skill.
I do
If I
love-
could give anyone one piece of advice for that, the only thing that works for me in those situations is exactly like what I did with that 5 minutes on the juice
Yeah.
thing. Is just pop the bubble right when you get up
Yeah.
there, make a joke about
you
what
gotta
just happened
acknowledge
to
it,
everyone. You
for
know,
sure.
because it just happened to everyone. It didn't just happen to you. They all fucking had to watch somebody give a 3-minute description about how their sex is like a rodeo bull when you know that they've never had sex with anyone. Like,
Oh, dude, my favorite is when comics go up and either talk about how they're sober, and it's like you're sitting right next to their beer that they're
Yeah.
currently drinking that they left off stage. It's just
oh,
like
yeah.
it's just like that's awesome to just like so blatantly lie. It's like it's okay if there's like a joke there, but sometimes they're just like, oh, the premise of this joke is I'm a sober person. It's just like
yeah, I'll be like, how do you use this?
it's like okay, I'm pretty sure I just smoked a joint with you like 15 minutes ago, but
Yeah, that was a running joke on Chris Foster. We went to this
oh
fucking
yeah.
music festival, and he has all these jokes about, well, since
Sober
I'm sober,
Chris,
you know,
sober
but
Chris, dude.
That's what we were calling him by the end of it, is sober
His
Chris.
eyes are like nickels in his
Yeah,
head.
bro,
He's
we're
like
fucking eating handfuls of mushrooms and doing fucking mescaline
Uh.
and shit. He poured 4 or 5 different natural concoctions into his coffee at like
Plant-based,
7
dude,
o'clock in
yeah.
the morning. And I'm like, oh, sober Chris, I know you put in that fucking coffee, bro.
Bailey's Irish Cream.
Serve
That's
me up.
plant based, dude.
Yeah,
Fucking-
you know.
Psilocybin and Bailey's.
Well, I
Chris
mean,
did
all-
really good. I really liked Chris's set tonight.
Yeah. Chris has fucking been getting real good at being loose.
He feels loose and sharp at the same time right now. He's better than he's been.
Yeah,
For
I like
sure.
how even for open mics, he'll try different like through lines, or like how he did tonight, like a bunch of the same tag
Yeah.
peppered in throughout it, like you would see people do at a show. You know what I
he
mean?
sounded like a professional
I
tonight.
feel
It was
like,
great.
Yeah,
It was great.
And one, I like when people do that at a fucking 4-person bar show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it shows that he cares about the outcome of his set, regardless
Yeah.
of like what you know.
Trying hard instead of just getting out there and fucking around like the rest of us. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
fuck it, yeah.
the first thing I said when I got there tonight, after I saw no one was there and the stage was all set up and we were already waiting a little longer
Yeah.
to see if somebody might come in, is that we should all just do impressions.
Hell yeah.
Like, fuck it, dude. It's just us.
I do need to work on my Joe Biden. I've been wanting to do Joe Biden for a while.
You got a pretty good Joe Biden.
No, I don't. It's awful. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta come around here. Yeah, you know, back in my day, I wasn't gay to suck dick. Growing up in Scranton, you and your boys, you couldn't afford pussy. You'd have to shave down each other's assholes, fill the room temperature custard. Cost Scranton boy pussy. Know what I'm
Pretty good,
saying?
dude.
I don't know.
I like the way your eyes gloss over right
Oh,
away.
yeah.
Like, like I
Don't
got
talk to me about it, Jack.
Yeah.
The Jews paid me, okay? They're getting it.
Impressions are hard, dude.
Yeah, they
I
fucking
fucking tried to do a Donald Trump impression for a little while.
Yeah, everyone gave it a shot.
It's rough. I did it on stage one time at a comedy competition. And it went all right, you know what I mean? I don't feel like it like made or broke.
Let's hear it.
made or
Give me
broke
Donald
myself.
Trump.
Oh, fucking that's not that good. I haven't been practicing it, but I I don't know if it's the best impression. It's what I have, though. It's an impression. Some might come in and say, "Wow, what an impression."
Yeah, okay.
Not great.
I guess I can see it. Fuck, dude. I love cringy shit so much.
Usually, I feel like with impressions, the only way I can get a good one is if I do it for like a little bit.
Yeah,
Like,
you
get
gotta.
into a groove.
You gotta do it.
You know what I mean? So I feel like with stand-up, when I see people like Craig Gass came to town a little bit ago, and we all met him. I don't know if you were at that, Mike. I don't think so. You're probably still in Alaska. But he does a lot of voices for like American Dad and fucking Futurama and shit like that.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of voices, obviously, in his stand-up because of that. You know, it's like his skill set or whatever. What I don't get is how do you just pop in and out
He switches so
to
quick.
like
yeah.
your voice, Joe Biden's voice, then
Yeah,
to Trump's
yeah.
voice, then you're doing, you know, like Ari Spears, how he'll do like 5 rap songs, you know, or like I don't understand how you can switch back and forth. Like if your voice is similar, like Shane Gillis does that amazing
Oh
Trump
yeah, his
impression,
Trump's insane.
but
yeah.
his voice kind of sounds like Trump, just
Yeah,
regular, you know, like,
it's definitely in his
if you
range,
gave
at
that
least,
guy
yeah.
30 years, like he's gonna sound
He'll just
somewhat like that already, you know.
Yeah.
So I can get how he switches back and forth between that one, but if he was to do like a Chris Rock all of a sudden, I'd be like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Like, how are you?
I don't know. Fuck, we were just on the roast together. I kind of forgot that
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
on a show together this
Yeah.
last weekend. That was a great show.
It was.
That was
a lot
one of
fun.
the funnest shows I've had since I've been back.
Yeah, was that your first show at the Dalton Royale?
No, I was in the first round of the roast.
Oh, okay.
Dude. The first round was awful.
Yeah. I was in it too.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
Fuck, dude. It
I'm
was just-
the only, no, I was gonna say I'm the only one who lost that roast twice, but
God.
Nate Ford.
Yeah, Nate too.
Yeah.
Fucking weird how shit works, but
Yeah, it was fun, dude. I had a blast. I felt like I got a lot of good hits, and then
I mean, you guys were the only tiebreaker for the night.
that's
so
true.
that
It
was-
only
that was
went
good.
to decision.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was close.
yeah. And then Jared broke the old tiebreaker.
Jared, dude. God
But
no, that was a great crowd.
yeah, I feel like you guys had the like biggest pops
Fuck, dude.
off of roast.
Yeah,
Jokes,
me
though.
and Tyler
Yeah,
really-
that was a savage battle.
It was electric. It was so fun. I've never done anything like that where I'm like on stage with someone else interacting.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, like the first round of the roast, but I don't know if you
but
saw
that's
that
your
one.
first.
That was awful, and
Yeah,
the
and
crowd
that's your
wasn't there
first-
for it, and it was like
Not just
eh.
roast, but the first time you've done on stage stuff with other people on stage.
Yeah, this is weird. The dynamic.
Yeah,
but
totally.
fucking me and Tyler were, god damn, dude.
Tearing into each other.
He
dude.
was. It was
that
really
fucking
fun.
fantasy football joke at the end.
That
dude.
was so dumb. That was like, honestly, in my head, when I was writing for it, that was a throwaway joke.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
that
that's a
wasn't
lot of
even the
times that's how it
punchline
goes.
for that entire. Like, that whole thing was leading up to a punchline that I didn't even get to do because the crowd flipped the fuck out.
Yeah. That's the weird thing about writing.
Crazy.
Dude, is that you don't know like what the funniest part to you is.
Yeah, yeah,
Almost never is the funniest part on stage.
Yeah.
And then like where you have to like edge your writing for
Yeah.
laugh breaks and all of that shit, and like it's just weird.
I'm starting to realize that if I really like something, I need to just put it in.
Mhm.
Because like the guys, I am literally a wolf. Like in my head I was like, that's gonna bomb, but I love it so much I'm gonna do it anyways, and it actually did.
Yeah.
It did really well.
Yeah.
But it's like
No, that was a good ass joke too, and it was long. Where it had like
Yeah,
more
yeah,
than
yeah.
one tag, and I feel like most roast jokes don't have that.
I basically had 3 roasts in every single one of my
Yeah.
in
See,
every
that's
single
what my
one of
strategy
roasts,
was
yeah.
with Parker too. Is
Yeah,
I'm like
yeah.
trying to multi-tier this.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's a good way to do it.
Yeah, because if one thing, it's like a security blanket.
Yeah.
If one of your tags
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
hit,
yeah.
you got 2 more.
It's like, oh yeah, that wasn't even it. I
Yeah.
have the real one now, actually.
Yeah, turns out. And I wrote like some little, like rebuttal type throwaway
Mhm.
jokes.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
like,
Gotta
like
have 'em in
that
the
Taylor
pocket.
Swift one that I did. Is like that's not one of my 5, dude. But if he
Yeah,
gets a
it's
good
it's
pop, I'm gonna steal his
Yeah,
pop with
yeah,
that in
piggyback.
between my joke.
I was ready for the clown shit when
Yeah.
Tyler mentioned, which for an opener, that was like the first thing that anyone said for our roast battle, and that his his joke was like, Myles' dad is a clown, like a real circus clown, and Myles is joining a circus to be a clown also, following in his dad's footsteps. My dad died 11 years ago, and I would rather follow in his footsteps. It's like, that's such a wild, like, brilliant joke. I was like so impressed by it. And that's his first joke. I was like, oh my god, dude, what a fucking roast. Like,
yeah, that's how you knew it was gonna be fucking
it like it hurt. I was like, oh my god, that is so funny.
Bro, Josh on the first round told a joke that I've told a similar joke to him before, and then I've tried different versions of it on stage, but then he flipped it into like a roast joke on me. That shit hit so hard that like not only did it do well in the room, but it fucked me up.
Yeah, it hurts.
Because not only
it
wasn't just like an insulting thing, but it was like you fucking figured out how to write that fucking joke better than me, you son of a bitch. Like, I tried that joke like 3 times.
Fuck.
I never got as big of a pop until you fucking flipped it on me. And now I'm on the receiving end of my own fucking shit.
That's crazy. That really is ripping your dick off and fucking you with it.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Tyler's so good. I actually can't believe I beat him.
Yeah.
Like,
it was a fucking well-deserved win, though.
Nobody.
You had some fucking big pops in there.
Yeah. Oh, it was good.
Yeah, Tyler's good at roasting, and he's fucking good at crowd work and riffing and shit, which I feel
crazy.
like is all the weaknesses of the Boise scene.
Sure, which
he
is
like
good.
Came in and like patched it up real quick. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? Like when Tyler came in, his first 2 shows that he produced is like, I'm gonna do an all riff show and an all roast show because we don't have that shit.
Which is it's so great. It's like it really is the 2 things that people need to do more, which is writing about shit you don't want to write about.
Yeah.
Which we all kind of need to do more of, and then being quick on your feet.
Yeah. Have you done the riff shows with
I
him?
did. I think that was like one of my favorite shows I've done too. Tyler, I just like the shows that Tyler produces.
Yeah,
like,
they're a lot of fun. He always has a good turnout.
I had a clip from Tyler's riff. Someone brought up Kanye when Kanye was being a Nazi.
Yeah.
And so I riffed off Kanye being a Nazi. And it's got like 75,000 views on Reddit right now. It's like fucking, it's insane.
Did you say on Reddit?
Yeah, Reddit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I don't really post stuff very often.
Yeah.
Because like I don't feel like a comedian, honestly, and it feels cringy to post stuff to me still. It's just like it hurts. And like I should, and so should everyone else.
The big thing about it though, too, is like we haven't been doing it that long.
Yeah.
And you're still working on every one of your bits. You're still working on. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's not like you have any bits that you feel are finished forever at this point in your stand-up journey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you put something online and then 6 months later you're doing that joke but it's better because you have more tags in it and shit, then it almost feels like you're doing a disjustice to it. Which I used to post a lot more than I do, and now I try to post like as much shit as I can that's not my fucking material.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Crowd work and riffing are really good for posting.
It's perfect, dude.
That's why I threw the Kanye thing up there. I was like, first of all, I can't do this bit forever. Anyways, like Kanye's gonna calm down, everyone's gonna forget and not give a fuck. So it's like
that roast shit's super good for that too.
Yeah,
you're never gonna use that.
Never gonna use any of that again. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a pretty good clip from the riff show on my YouTube. I feel like I have a couple of them actually, but one of them I think I was just like riffing it up at like an open mic, you know, where I was just like, "Fuck it, not very many people here. Let's see what we're gonna do."
Fuck, I should probably start filming more and posting more and shit, but like I just feel like I'm not like I don't know. I don't tell people I'm a fucking stand-up or anything.
Film as much as you can.
Yeah.
I quit posting for a while to be like I need to focus more on writing shit, and like when it's ready to be a thing, then I'll pick what parts of it are okay to be posted so it doesn't ruin the thing. You know what I mean? But I know it's not ready to be a thing because I'm not even doing headlining sets, you know what I mean? So, obviously, it's not a fucking...
I just bombed my first headlining set.
Yeah, I feel like that's a rite of passage.
So bad, dude.
I feel like that's a rite of passage.
Oh my god.
Let's fucking get into it.
I didn't touch a mic for like 2 weeks. The roast was the first mic I went to after bombing. I was like, I'm not. I only wrote. I was like, I'm just writing for the roast. I'm not touching a mic. You can't practice the roast at a mic anyways.
Yeah, you can't.
Which is actually kind of why I like it. It's like, damn, every everything we're doing up here, none
It's
of us.
fresh, yeah.
It's hard to remember everything because that's a lot of shit to remember. You also have to be ready with comebacks. And it's like you never said any of it out loud.
Somebody
into a
could
mic
shake
before.
you with some fucking real personal shit.
yeah.
And you're on your fucking head.
It's like, how'd you know? What the fuck? But no, yeah, Crescent Brewery tore my soul out, dude. It was awful.
Yeah, out in Nampa. Dude,
Fucking-
that's one of my favorite rooms.
Me
so.
too. That's why I was so stoked to do it, but it was like Halloween weekend, so no one was there.
Yeah, that's rough.
It was fucking old, drunk, white trash people who were not. That's not my crowd. They don't like me.
Oh, you don't have a fat Trump impression? I mean,
I
you gotta dust off that Biden.
I honestly should have done Biden or something. I should have just scrapped because they don't think molesting children is as funny as I do.
Yeah, they don't care.
They'll get mad. They don't even. Oh shit, we can smoke in here?
Yeah.
Is there an ashtray?
Yeah, right here.
Fucking hell yeah.
Here you go.
Oh shit, can I bum one? I left
And
mine
if
outside.
and if you
I don't
push
know if I
down on that thing, that's where how the ashes go. Yeah, and then you put the cigarette in there in the end.
That's crazy.
Yeah. One of those high dollar smoke shop deals, like $3,
Shit.
$4.
God damn.
You can tell it's fancy because it has sugar skulls on it.
Oh, that's badass. God damn. What's the worst set you've had?
Like ever?
Yeah.
It was at the Monday. I have a distinct memory of this. Sorry for anybody on the pod who's heard it before, because I know I told it before. But it was at the fucking Monday open mic, and it was right when they brought it back after COVID. Because I guess the Monday Mad Sweet open mic is the longest running open mic in Boise.
Yeah.
So it's been going on the longest. I never went to it before COVID because I didn't do comedy before 2020, right? So they didn't have it when I started. And then when they first brought it back, it was like the first week or the second week after they brought it back, they had like a fucking dart tournament going on. You know where we were sitting tonight?
Yeah.
That was all a dart tournament.
That's not
And
good.
then there's the same turnout on the other side of the bar, like 3 people. So you got 15 people playing darts, and they cared way more about
Yeah,
that
of course
shit
they did.
than what
Yeah,
we were doing.
yeah.
We were interrupting them as far as they're fucking concerned, you know. It was bad. I bombed hard as fuck. I bombed so hard that I like forgot how to say words. Like I have a video of it, and I clipped the very end part of it and have it in like a folder in my stand-up clips, not to post it, but to
Just
make
to
myself
never
feel
forget.
better whenever I bomb any other time.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you thought that was bad?
Fuck.
Go ahead and just look at your pale ass face on this one, and it's just a clip of me, like, ghost white, shaking, going to put the mic back into the stand. I'm all, thanks for letting me do my arterial.
Oh shit.
I almost fell off the 1-inch fucking stage.
Oh my god.
It was bad. It was like tunnel vision, bombing type shit.
Dude, I don't know how people keep doing it.
Well, I think it's because, like, it's only that bad ever one time. And then you have to, like, change your mindset about it and be like, sometimes there's not people there. Sometimes the people that are there don't give a fuck about comedy. You have to switch with it. You know what I mean? You can't just let these people fuck you up like that, bro. You're supposed to be a professional. I maybe a lot of negative self-talk. That's how I got through it.
God
anyway.
damn, yeah. Because, like, as good as killing feels, like...
Oh, but bombing, so...
You know what? I thought I had bombed before. I don't think I've bombed until this last week. I didn't even know what bombing was. I think it was just the duration
you
of
just
time.
didn't get enough laughs. Is what you thought bombing was
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
you bombed
And
once,
I was
but
like,
you didn't
oh,
get
fuck.
any fucking laughs.
Well, I was up there for 30 fucking minutes. I was like, God damn. I've had a rough set, but at least it was only 10 minutes or 15 minutes. It's like
30 minutes
30
of fucking
fucking-
torture.
it was an eternity of hell.
Fuck.
It was so fucking painful.
You know what might make you feel better? I know you had some time between there, and you crushed Tyler Wolf in the roast battle. That probably helped.
Oh
brush
my!
some shit off,
It brought
you
me
know?
back. It immediately brought me back.
You're
I was
like,
like, "Oh
okay,
yeah, this is why I do
I'll
it."
do this
Fucking
shit.
murdering in front of some fat titties, jiggling around in front of me, making a bitch giggle with her tits out, dude. There's nothing. There's
you're talking about that
nothing
roast
better.
show?
Oh my
Dude.
god, that was the best fight. Me and Tyler were looking at each other on stage like, there's some fat titties jiggling
Yeah,
around,
that was
dude.
a little distracting. And then
Hell
when
yeah, I
fucking,
love that.
I made the joke about the whole prison fucking Tyler or Parker's mom.
Yeah,
And he goes, yeah, my mom's right there. Sitting right behind that girl with the fucking titties,
Perfect.
bro. And I'm
Perfect.
like, oh, fuck.
Oh my god. No, that chick was. Meridian bitches are kind of smoke shows.
Yeah.
They used to be in downtown Boise. They're all
Well,
on Eagle Road.
I lived in Meridian for a short period of time. And a friend of mine lived with me at the time. And me and him were convinced there's fucking... It's a small area for, like, the greater Treasure Valley.
Yeah.
But the percentage of attractive women is
Smoke
fucking
shows.
out of control.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's the money. That's all it is.
Probably, yeah. 'Cause,
That's
I mean,
all it is. Like,
Eagle, you get a lot of fucking, you know.
but she's got that shit right. Yeah.
But you feel like, even though with somewhat Bobby, the headline said that you're still comfortable with the
like doing
material,
stand-up?
the length of time, and everything with doing a headline, because it's your first headline.
Yeah.
set.
If I had a
For it not
crowd,
to go well,
if
you
I had a
know.
crowd, I would have done fine.
Yeah.
Dude, I got on stage. I was following LJ. He did pretty well.
Yeah.
But the people that were laughing really hard left after LJ got off. So as I'm getting on stage, people are leaving. The show was running long. It was almost 10 by the time I got up. The show was supposed to be over at 10. People are leaving. I hit the stage. It's just old people. I look out. There's an old lady in a wheelchair. Just comatose. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, damn, it's like past your guys' bedtime. I'm like, holy shit, Wheels is asleep. I pointed at the fucking old lady. The bartender had to go check on her to make sure she wasn't dead.
Yeah, bro.
And I was just standing there. I'm like, holy, there's literally a fucking dead person in a sleeping crowd.
Yeah, it's like...
And I'm like, and start the timer, 30 minutes. Let's... And it was just like...
Set you up for your first
Just
headlining
the-
set at the retirement.
The worst fucking 30 minutes of my life. I didn't even... I think I got off at like 26 or some shit.
That's still pretty good for fucking...
Oh,
Dude, I did a show at Karuna Kava before where I was like maybe 5 minutes in or something. And I think I was supposed to be doing 20 minutes. And fucking Tyson's hosting it, and I go, yo, you gave me the light? Like,
What's up? Oh.
Like 5 minutes in.
Oh, yeah, I gotta
And he
go.
goes, no, you got like 15 minutes, bro. And I just go, oh, yeah, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't running the light or anything. I got a story for you guys.
Oh, my God.
And then I went into like a long-winded set where I just settled into it as like, yeah, you guys have all been drinking this tea. There's fucking,
Stand up at a coffee bar. I mean, like, I've had some fun shows there and stuff and whatever, but it's such a bad idea for a stand-up.
Bro, it's a
Spot.
weird environment. The environment is a big factor when it
You'll
comes to
see
stand-up.
people's eyes, like, rolling. They like, swing in their head. And they'll laugh, but they won't make noise. They'll just...
So maybe give you a...
Yeah, some nasal accent is the worst crowd for stand-up.
Dude, I thought doing stand-up at that festival was going to be rough. Like, it's like a 3-day long, 4-day long fucking EDM music festival.
Middle of the day.
Middle of the desert.
Crazy.
No trees. It's just
Crazy.
fucking middle of the day, middle of the sun. I was like, fuck, how's this going to fucking pan out? But we set up shade. We had like a bunch of canopies and shit, and then put like a shit ton of camp chairs under and stuff. And then we just like kept going around to everyone's camps in the morning and like, hey motherfuckers, I got a comedy show in like an hour or 2 hours. So by the time I actually like started the show, all the spots in the shade that we had were full.
Cool.
So I was like, fuck yeah. And then people were showing up, to like hang out in the sun. One chick, she had like one of those little tyke wagons. Her dude was like towing her in it. The wagon's full of water, and she's like wearing a bikini, fucking just dumping buckets of water over her head in this little thing. I'm like, yeah, dude, you better fucking stay the whole show. You got a fucking water park with you.
Yeah.
And it actually fucking went super good. But it was the opposite effect of what I thought was going to happen, where I was like, people are going to get hot and bored, and if we don't have enough chairs, like, people are standing up in the sun watching you tell jokes. As soon as you're not funny, they're just gonna walk away.
Yeah, you can't.
Like, you're not even sitting down. There's no
Fuck, dude.
You know what I mean? Especially if you have like a big production going on. one football field away. That's
Yeah,
like fucking real distracting. You know? And I was like, fuck, like we'll see how this goes. But it ended up turning out the opposite, where it was like pretty good at the beginning, and then there's way more people towards the end.
Fuck yeah.
You know, so
That's
I was like,
awesome.
oh fuck yeah, we're like drawing a crowd over here.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then what was even cooler is afterwards, you know, we still had the whole day and the whole night of the festival. Hella people would come up to us and be like, oh yeah, I was just laying in my tent fucking laughing my
Hell
ass
yeah.
off that
Fuck
shit. You're like,
yeah.
okay.
That's good.
Okay, I had a little reach to my shit.
Goddamn.
Like, you don't get that. Somebody's laying in a tent laughing to your shit. Usually it's not a
Yeah,
good
that's shit.
fucking...
Goddamn. Dude, you're probably like busy as shit, huh? Because you got kids,
yeah.
fucking house to take care of, work, stand
Yeah.
up. Like, you don't game at all.
Not really. I do a little bit with my son. I used to
Yeah.
play more video games when I was younger. Now I pretty much, just because I'm so busy with all kinds of shit, that if I play video games, it's usually Wii, Nintendo,
Yeah,
fucking, I don't know why I said Wii, Nintendo Switch, like fucking
It's like
Mario.
a 20-year-old
That shows
console.
the last time I played. I'm
Yeah.
like, Wii Tennis. You know?
Wii tennis
No.
is the shit, though. So.
I play like Mario Kart, Mario
Yeah,
Party,
okay,
shit
cool.
like that, you know. And then there's some little, because my oldest son's 10, so he plays games that we can play together. Like, we'll play Smash Bros. Sometimes. That shit's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I'm really
Uh,
fucking good at Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Everybody says that. I don't know if you've ever met
Oh,
people who are like, oh, you play Smash Bros? Everybody, the first thing they say, I'm the best at Smash Bros.
Of course, yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I'm the best at Smash Bros.
You ever
I-
do, like, tournaments and shit?
I have a trophy, yeah. I have a
Fuck
couple
yeah,
trophies.
Dude. Fuck yeah.
I'm pretty darn good.
I used to play the fuck out of that game on GameCube.
Such
like,
a good
back
game.
in the day.
Melee
That
was the
fucking-
best.
Yeah, that was the go-to shit. And then when they came out with Brawl and everything, it was like, okay, that's all right, you know. And now that they have it on the Switch, my son likes playing it, so I kind of got back into it. But
Yeah.
I used to just spend
It's so
like
good.
all day playing that shit.
You know, Rainforest. He hosts a lot of
Smash Bros.
the official tournaments in Boise.
Oh,
Rain's really good. He's probably better than me. Me and him still need to fight. I might
You guys
stomp
should
him, but-
fucking just like bash it out all day. Because
Yeah.
that's how you get really good, is people
Yeah.
better than you playing against
Yeah,
you. And
for
if you
sure.
two are fucking that good, then like, you should just practice together.
Fucking, I'm kind of getting back into my gaming era because I don't have a job right now.
Well, and you used to do some shit with that, like streaming, right?
Yeah, I would play games on stream, but my stream was mostly, like, I would do clown stuff on Wednesdays,
Oh, okay.
and then I'd do a sermon on Sundays, like televangelism.
Well, yeah.
Did I ever tell you about that?
Briefly, like
Yeah.
like a smoking circle outside of a mic type of thing. Like
Yeah.
that, I knew you did some streaming shit. You had some sort of like a church, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I was
extent of it. If it was
I was
like,
the one true word of God for a
Okay.
while on Twitch.
Oh yeah.
Which was super fun.
Yeah.
Like I would get wasted every Sunday. I'd buy a bottle of Jaeger just because it had a cross on it. I don't know what my thought was there, but I would get a Jaeger and a Red Bull, and I would just drink the whole thing during, like a 4-hour period every Sunday, and just scream at people on the internet, like no matter who came in, and it was super
Is it like
fun.
interactive?
Oh yeah, it was all
Fuck
chat
yeah.
based, and
That's
like
cool.
so people come in. It was funny because like everyone who came in was upset. Like atheists would come in and they'd be like, "You're fucking retarded. God's not real, idiot." And I'd be like, "You're going to hell, you piece of shit." And then religious people would
You're
come
just
in,
trolling them.
and religious people would come in and they'd be like, "This is blasphemy. You're going to hell for this." And I would be like, "Hey man, that's my job. You're going to hell, you piece of shit." It's just like no matter what, everyone was upset, and it was the most fun I've ever had doing
Oh, yeah.
anything. By the end of it, I have a really like extravagant costume. I have an entire martial arts based on Jesus Christ. I
Like
have
a fighting style.
Yeah.
What
I have a
the
golden bow staff that turns into nunchucks. And like I just it
Fuck
just
yeah,
got
dude.
so out of control for a while. But now I live in an apartment complex and I can't get blackout drunk every week and scream.
Yeah.
And my neighbors are Muslim. They don't appreciate that I'm the one true word of God, and like I just can't do it anymore.
You're not trying to start another holy war.
yeah. I don't want to. I don't want to do the crusade in my apartment complex.
Fuck.
I would,
No.
but that's why I started doing stand up.
It's because of the streaming.
Yeah, well, like I had to stop doing it because I moved to Boise. I was living in an apartment. COVID hit. I was like, I'm never gonna get a house here, and so
Just all your dreams are crushed.
yeah, it's just like, oh fuck.
I need a new fucking dream.
A 2-bed, 1-bath crack house is like $500,000 now. So I was like, it's gonna be a while before I'm in a house.
My rent went up $500 in 1 year when the COVID thing went. I'm like,
Feels like it though.
hell yeah.
It might not look like it, but this is a really nice house.
It's a big house. I don't know. You didn't even go inside.
It's a great neighborhood.
Yeah. It's all right. It's
Square
pretty good.
footage is epic.
It's good for fucking raising kids and everything, you know.
Yeah.
I lived here 7 years. That's the only reason I can afford this
Goddamn.
place.
Hell
Because
yeah.
they raised the rent $500 in 1 year, but that's because we were paying like nothing before.
Crazy.
And then so when they're like, wait a minute, talking to all their bougie landlord friends, they're like, you're charging what?
Yeah. They're like everyone.
Fucking these guys are behind.
Isn't that insane?
Well,
That they can do that? They're just like, oh yeah, just because.
Bro, what's fucked up is when they came and had a meeting with us to re-sign the lease and told us that they were going to raise the rent $500, is when they go, you know, because the market is going up and everything. I'm like, you know, really that doesn't have any effect on your monthly income coming
Has
from me.
nothing
you
to
just
do with
gained
it.
a shit ton of
Yeah.
money from the market.
Your
coming
mortgage
up.
didn't
That's
go
what
up.
That means
Your mortgage
It's like-
actually probably just went down.
big time, bro.
Because you have a huge house that's paid
I've
off.
Zillowed my house
You
and I've paid
piece
more
of
than
shit.
they paid in
We
rent.
need to start killing people. We legitimately need to start killing people.
If you wanna get real suicidal, Zillow a house you've rented for 7 years.
Oh my god.
You'll find out what they bought it for. Do a little math in your head, and you paid for that.
You paid for the fucking house.
And it's worth $300,000 more now.
We should start killing people.
It's like, oh, okay, cool.
This is my issue with America right now is like suicide's never been higher, and we need to flip that
Yeah.
to where homicide.
Homicide.
Stop killing yourself. Just go kill anybody. Just start killing people. We need death to rain down on this country. COVID did not kill enough people.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like it was doing well when I was driving to work and everyone was at home.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And I was like, ooh, is this gonna be like this every day?
And you hear about all
No
the
more
old people dying.
traffic?
Here's what was bumming me out. I'm like, oh wow, all these old people are dying, which means inheritance is going up. People
Sure.
are getting inheritance. Houses should be hitting the market. No, the opposite.
Yeah.
Fucking immediately houses just shot through the fucking roof. It's like, hey, wait a second. Who the fuck owns all these goddamn houses? Oh, just like some company.
A lot of corporations.
Why
get
are
into the
corporate...
real estate game.
We need to start burning corporations to the fucking ground. Why it should be illegal for a corporation to own a residential house.
Yeah. Well, I feel like they should have laws where, like, so that they have a thing that I know of from being in construction for so long, that, like, they incentivize builders to build multifamily homes and low-income homes at least a couple months out of the year. If you'll do a project like those apartments on the corner of Maple Grove and Lake Hazel right over there.
Sure.
So I built those. It's a multifamily, like I'm pretty sure they approve Section 8, that type of stuff. It's like apartment complex, low-income housing thing. The whole rest of the time that I worked for that company, we only built multi-million-dollar custom homes.
Crazy.
They build one of those for a tax break for the rest of the year to build customs, you know what I mean? Because then the markup on them
Which is like
versus
fine.
the amount of
It's
lumber
look,
is like,
we have a ton of apartments. We have a ton of vacant apartments.
yeah.
It's like
There's a vacant hotel downtown.
crazy.
They could definitely put
Isn't
every
that
homeless person in.
insane?
Yeah.
Or just start renting out the fucking rooms.
The problem is
God damn.
in a capitalist society, you also have the fucking litigation side of it. where it's like, who owns this hotel? Who's responsible for what happens to these people in the hotel? If they start dying or killing people, or fucking if they burn the hotel down and it ruins all the buildings around it, who's going to be liable for it? Instead of just being like, well, hey, we have this area, we'll donate it to the rescue mission or whatever the fuck, and then it'll be a community effort to upkeep it. So then you have community law enforcement, you have community programs to like clean it up, keep everything upkept, as opposed to just the community dumping money into the jail and then making it illegal to sleep on the ground. Which, don't get me wrong, it keeps Boise from being Portland. Like, you can't just put up a tent.
It's facts.
You'll go to jail. You know what I mean? But if we're paying for him to be in jail, couldn't we just pay for the fucking crack spot motel?
Exactly. The state is already paying for it. The state should just buy the hotel.
Yeah.
Boise should own the hotel.
But there's a darker thing to that, too, with the whole capitalist thing, at least in Idaho, because private prisons are legal. And we have quite a few of them. So there's a second tier to it where it's like, if we can get them out of the county jail and into a private prison, then not only is the taxpayer funding them the same as a regular prisoner, but we're making a little cheese off of them.
To anyone listening, if you're suicidal, kill a landlord or a police officer. Please. Please just start killing cops and landlords and help the rest of us out.
I feel like if we could get a law similar to what I was talking about, how they incentivize like multifamily or low-income housing for builders to like build that. If you could have a law incentivizing landlords where if the cost of your rent exceeds a certain amount of the cost of the mortgage, that's illegal. Right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So if my mortgage for this house, I'm just going to throw out random numbers. They're pretty close to accurate, but random numbers. Let's say they bought this house for $100,000, right? And now it's worth $400,000. Their mortgage is going to be significantly less than what they charge in rent on it. They charge me $2,000 a month in rent, and if their mortgage is $1,000, that should be illegal. Right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You should be able to make a certain amount where it's feasible, you know, like maybe 25% more than what the mortgage is the cap for the max you could charge for rent on something. Because then what that would do in the long run, it wouldn't solve a lot of problems right away because it would lower people's rent a little bit.
Which is really all we need.
It helps a lot.
Like, we just need reasonable rent. That's
all.
all.
Reasonable rent, reasonable groceries, reasonable gas, everyone would be fine. You know what I mean? It's just like, let us be able to get to and from work and eat food.
We're not asking for much. I'm a fat fuck. I'm eating enough, to be fair.
You know?
But rent.
Over time, that would cause, like, a long-lasting effect because as the market, like, goes higher and higher, rent then goes lower and lower. You have, like, a nexus effect where it's like, the mortgage is going to go down as the value of your home goes up because you only paid so much. So if your mortgage continually goes down to the point where it's all profit coming in, then you have to drop that person's rent even more.
Yeah.
So if it's only 25% above your mortgage and you've already got that shit paid off, then it should be property taxes plus 25%.
Exactly.
So then you're paying like $500 a month. That person's still making $50,000 a year.
You got these dog shit apartments that are like 30 years old that the company has the entire property, the entire apartment complex has been paid off for like a decade.
Oh, yeah.
They're only paying property tax and maintenance on the property, and they're charging people $2,000 a month for dog shit apartments.
Yeah.
Your oven's from like the 80s. The insulation's fucked. The fucking AC doesn't work. It's like there's mold in half of them, and they're still charging like your entire paycheck for fucking this piece of shit.
Yeah,
two-bedroom.
they're barely fucking, and they know that you're not going to move out because you can't afford to spend $2,000 on moving.
Yeah,
a security deposit, first, last,
it's
all
crazy.
That shit for something that's not even going to be better than what you're at.
I don't understand why anyone gives a fuck about Israel and Palestine. Honestly. Like, I get it because it's awful, and, like, empathetic humans feel pain.
Yeah.
It's like, anyone who sees any of that is like, oh my god, this is awful. But, like, how can we care at all when, like, everything is dog shit here?
Well, it's the same reason we're involved in wars all over the world. Like,
It's like Ukraine
right now,
was
we're involved in the Ukraine war and the Israel-Palestine war.
Yeah.
As far as the media shows in the front and center, but the majority of United States military bases are not in the United States, and we're constantly in conflict in several countries around the world.
It's so
all
crazy.
the time. It's because the military-industrial complex is based on the capitalistic idea that we can make money off of impoverished countries by taking over their broken governments to support democracy, and in that way we gain resources, which is just like a way of dressing up colonization, in my opinion.
We should kill
If you
people
have,
and stop
if
paying
you have
taxes.
areas that are like United States military bases that have a fucking movie theater, subway, full-on
Yep,
Western
yep,
world shit, and then you go 10 minutes outside of the base and people don't have heat or electricity,
Yeah.
it's like, look, motherfucker, you're not helping these people, or you'd be digging a well.
Yeah, they're
You know what I
bucketing
mean?
water up
Dig
to
a
their
well.
village,
Like, the machine guns aren't helping these motherfuckers, you know? Do something. So
God
that's
damn.
where I see the deterioration of that is because the Hawaii thing was a big eye opener to that.
That happened
That concept
while
of
I was
we're
up
not
in
caring
Alaska.
about our people while we're involved in all these international conflicts.
Maui.
It's like
Yeah.
all of that shit burned. Not only is that like a humanitarian thing where you should be feeling the same thing you feel about Israel-Palestine when you see that, a compassion of like all these people lost their homes, all these missing people, all these missing children, but also that's like a core part of the United States, you know, like everyone thinks of the United States as a community, and when we have some big tragedy, like right after 9/11, everyone's got an American flag now, and everyone gets together under these fake ideas of nationalism, but then you have a huge tragedy, and they go, I don't know if we can really help, and if you're trying to help outside the government, we're going to shut you down, and
Crazy.
even right now, there's still thousands of people without homes while we're sending millions of dollars.
50 billies
To
to fucking
fucking-
Israel. It's like,
Well, not just that, to the Ukraine too, you know? So
yeah,
it's like,
they're
there's no shortage of the fucking money.
crazy.
They're just literally saying you can't have a house because we're buying missiles to blow up their fucking house.
Meanwhile,
Which is like, what?
Detroit looks like the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you could buy a house there, bro. Anybody can.
Everybody
Yeah.
can. Yeah,
But
we
you
really
can't get a
should.
job. That's the
Work
problem.
online.
Yeah, well, and a lot of people have exploited that big
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Where
yeah.
You get a remote job in the U.S., then you just move to another economy
Yep.
when you're getting paid what's not a great job in the U.S., like $12 an hour, decent, is fucking crushing it in Thailand.
Yeah.
So you're just, you know, able to do that. My wife has a friend who, her and her husband both have remote jobs like that, and they spend most of the year traveling just because if you're
Yeah.
getting direct deposit of a United States check, why would you pay United States prices?
Yeah, a lot of people are
Like-
just setting up, like, their programming half their job. So they just have to log on once a day, make sure everything's running properly.
Mm.
And they don't tell their job that they've programmed. They've automated their own job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they're just like, they just make sure it keeps running smoothly, and they just go fuck off.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of different ways that you could do that with, like, AI, and there's different
Sure.
apps and shit that, like, I know there's one specific app that, like, all it does is just move the cursor a little bit. So
Yeah,
if you leave it
yeah.
on, then it keeps your screen from going
Yeah.
down. You know what I mean? And then if there's the apps that work from home companies created to monitor activity, right? So they know if you haven't touched a key in 10 minutes, you're not at the computer. So then it'll flag you. But since you got the cursor app, you're fucking on there, bud. You're on there day and night. You know?
You got a fucking Homestar runner in there fucking pressing keys for you.
Yeah, I think that those two ideas colliding
It's
and the
so-
innovation
it's-
of like,
everything is so
how can I
fucking
get away
stupid.
with fucking not doing anything for a little bit of this money, and then the company being like, how can I spend money
It's so
to
dumb.
make sure you're doing something even though the amount I was paying you for what you're doing was still profitable for me anyway. I want you to be doing more, so let me pay more to get this spyware or whatever. All that proves to me is that this is not the system that brings humanity on to the next
Well,
level.
and also,
You know what I mean? Like, we'll fucking...
That company's dumb. Like, that's probably a dumb, pointless company.
For sure, yeah. Whatever service they're providing is much less than is actually needed. And I feel like most companies are that. There's
Bloated
a lot of fucking...
fuckheads.
Well, and a lot of...
Probably property managers.
Fake, empty work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I had a friend who worked as, like, the treasurer accountant for all the wildland firefighters. And so he had to set up all the different crews and everything and dispatch, you know, we're going to send 10 trucks to this fire and 5 to this or whatever, right? Well, he had to handle the budget, too. And one thing that he told me is that if it cost $175,000 last year for this area's fires, they will give us $175,000 next year. So, if we have a short fire season and it's like not that bad, I have to lie about however much money I think next year's going to cost, or else I won't have the money for next year.
Yeah.
So if it only costs $50,000 this year, he's going to make up $150,000 worth of shit to spend money on.
Yeah, get some rims
so that
on the fire truck.
Yeah. So next year he can have enough money when it is a big fire season to just give everyone their paychecks. So it's like a constant smoke and mirrors game of inflating the numbers. Road construction does that same thing. Government does the same fucking thing, where it's like the actual amount of time that those people are on the clock doing something that is vital and needs to be done is probably an hour a fucking week. You know what I mean?
So
and it's like, but if we don't backload it with all this extra smoke and mirror shit, then the 1 week when fucking dude puts on a buffalo hat and fucking breaks in the windows, you don't have anyone to call on the payroll.
This is fucking,
you know
it's so dumb. There's so many dumb piece of shit jobs that should not exist. I mean, that's why I have, like, I will never work in a restaurant again if I can help it, but at least you feel and see every single thing that you produce. It's like
it's real.
You're doing actual stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, chicks are out here like selling their socks.
Yeah.
It's like every sock that's real, that's economy.
Yeah.
You see it happening.
Yeah.
I'm just sick of these fucking computer idiots that do literally nothing for anybody.
Yeah, well, the wildest thing is fucking influencer money.
Yeah,
like,
shit's pretty nuts.
Well, for the shit that you get it for, like the richest person on Forbes list under the age of 18, like ever of all time, changed from streaming to Ryan's Toy World. You know that kid? Yeah, it changed to that kid when he was like 8 years old. And he'd been doing YouTube videos of him opening new toys and playing with them
he's like,
for about 3 years. That's all his whole shit is. And now he's so big that he's got his own toy brands, his own shirts, all this shit. He's a billionaire, you know? It's
so
just,
crazy.
his parents were just like, yeah, we'll buy you something every day. You open it, play with it, and then after a couple years of doing that, toy companies were like, we'll just send you the stuff for free if you'll just play with it on your channel.
Yeah.
And then, you know, over time, he starts getting advertiser money, all this shit. And
this is interesting. I actually legitimately think the internet should be 18 and up.
Like the whole internet?
The whole internet.
Damn.
I truly believe the internet should be 18 and up. I think it would actually solve a lot of issues that we're having.
Yeah. I can see a benefit to it, but I could also see a lot of things that kids benefit from the internet.
Sure, yeah. And I
but
feel
it's not like you couldn't mitigate that with something else.
Well, I think you could take all the beneficial things from the internet and set those aside for kids.
Yeah.
Without having, like, meat spin. like a click away. Like we don't need like gaping videos. You're always 2 clicks away from like a fisting video.
That's true.
Like,
well, I mean, as a parent though, you can definitely.
There's protection on there.
Well, there's even like devices like my kids' tablets that don't access the real internet.
Yeah.
It's like the North Korea version of a tablet.
You
decide.
Oh my God, okay.
You know, you're like, I'm the fucking I'm the Mao. Okay, I'll decide.
Ching
And
Hao
then
Mei.
you put the apps on there, and
Cha
that's
Ching
what they
Bang.
get unless you unlock it back
Yeah,
for
yeah.
them and like add shit to it. Which most of the time, also I will say as a parent, you set it all up for them in the beginning, and then if they ever want to change that shit, too bad. Because
Yeah.
you're never gonna be able to get back into it either.
Oh,
two
you've
different
forgotten
times,
all
yeah.
the you've
Where it's
forgotten
like-
all the shit on it.
When
Yeah.
it's not like the regular accounts where you can be like, oh yeah, my Google account, so if I fucking forget the password, shoot me an email or whatever. It's like set up as a specific parental control app thing through like Amazon tablet or this tablet or whatever. So then you like set up a certain thing for that, and then you never think about it again for another year because you're like, oh, it's locked down. I'm not gonna have to log back into it. And then they're like, hey, I want to add this game, and you're like,
Too fucking bad.
sorry.
Um,
You got what you got.
I think it's mostly. I think maybe smartphones should be 18 and up.
See, and I worry about that too. You know, my son is pretty addicted to the internet and to.
How could you not
Phones.
be? It's the greatest thing ever
Yeah,
invented.
yeah.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
that's why
I'm 30 years old.
Kind of
I
allow
cannot,
it to an extent
like-
too, is because when I was in
yeah,
like
yeah.
we came of age through the time of the internet. Like when the internet was coming up, we were coming up. So
It was fresh.
yeah, like we
People didn't
fucking-
know how fucked up it was either.
Yeah, when we were fucking
Sorry.
search engine and shit, there was a lot of them, not just Google. You know, and you can fucking go on different search engines to find different shit and different sites to find different areas of the internet, and it was a dark, creepy place.
You
that
could
didn't
talk
have
to
all the
anybody.
moderation
Yeah,
that it
yeah.
did today. Yeah, there was no fucking. Let me fucking have a automatic moderator in the chat, so whenever someone calls you a faggot, then they automatically get kicked out.
Yeah.
That's not a real thing in
Yeah,
our days
there were
of the
no
internet,
asterisks
you
in
know?
any of our words.
Yeah, well, there's
at all.
no fact checking, there's no flagging shit. There's literally like the Israel-Palestine conflict. If it was in the days of our internet, I would have seen 10 heads chopped off already. You know,
100%.
Up close.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
sound, everything.
Yeah,
you
just
know?
like a 720 GoPro of
Yeah.
babies getting ripped in half. Yeah,
And in the
which
back-
is still happening. Like you,
It's for sure happening.
you can
They're
still
just
find
moderating
them,
it
but
out
yeah,
there,
it's like you're not gonna.
I like how in those videos there's always just some dude just like nonchalantly smoking a cig in the background.
Yeah, it's like,
this is
goddamn.
this was a Thursday.
Tuesday in
Fucking-
Russia, dude.
Just
Someone's beating a dog to death with a pipe. It's like, yeah, it's Russia.
keep it down. Fuck.
God damn. So crazy.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, it was a game when we were kids to trick each other into watching fucked up shit, which is
Yeah.
actually,
Oh, yeah.
it kind of made a comeback
it did,
a little
yeah,
while
yeah.
ago. I had a friend send me a video, and it was like a dude on a dirt bike, and he hit a jump, and he like jackknifed his bike, and the wheel was, a guy was holding up a Coca-Cola bottle, and it was in slow motion, and the wheel was about to pop the top off the bottle in midair in slow motion. And as soon as it touched the bottle, it just like cut to a guy, and he had his arm in another man's asshole up to his fucking
Yeah.
up to his armpit. And I was like, holy shit. And my first thought, I was like, this is fake. There's no way this is real.
Oh no, that's probably real.
But then he pulls it out. He was significantly smaller than me, so it probably wasn't quite this bad. But like he pulls it out all the way. You see the hairs streaking along his arm as he's pulling it out. Like,
You're like, that's not CGI.
it's not CGI. And the dude is like strapped up and he's groaning and shit.
Oh fuck.
And
See, it's become more sophisticated.
yeah, you have to like really. You used to just send someone a link,
Oh yeah.
and it would just be Meat Spin or Two Girls One Cup or something. And it's
You
like,
know.
did you ever see Meat Spin?
No.
That was the popular one when I
Is
was
that-
a kid.
It's basically just like chat roulette, but all dick.
It was a GIF with a music playing of "You Spin Me Right Round."
Oh, okay.
That's all it was on the website. But it's a dude sitting on another dude's lap getting fucked, and his dick is just spinning in a perfect circle.
What the fuck?
And it's looped. So it's just
Yeah.
like this dude getting
Just
fucked
a
in the
kid.
ass
Fuck.
with his dick spinning in a circle to
No, I
the...
haven't seen it.
It's a classic. But it's like we were tricking other, like we were like 10 years old.
Yeah.
And we're tricking each other into watching like hardcore gay porn.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's just like we
There's
probably
still that. I just feel like it's more.
Sure.
Yeah, it's more like, hey, did you fucking see this new news article about? Oh, fucking.
Oh shit.
Just clickbaiting each other. Well, now you can like make cooler shit, like with all the like meme making apps, and, like, AI and like photoshopping and shit like that, face swapping. You need some cool shit.
The voice generators are kind of pissing me off.
Yeah. How like anybody can do anyone's voice.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really funny that like when they first started talking about AI and shit, they were like, "Oh, like we're going to automate a lot of jobs. We're going to automate using AI to relieve labor." And that's going to give everyone a bunch of time to like make artwork and be creative. And as soon as we got AI, the first thing it took over was artwork and comedy.
Yeah.
It hasn't relieved anybody's fucking jobs.
Yeah.
It's made our lives significantly harder, and now like working on an impression is pointless because someone can just type it in and make it say the N-word. And nobody gets in trouble.
Yeah, it's not real.
It's fucking
person.
cheating.
Yeah, it's a robot.
It's crazy. If robots are allowed to say the N-word, we should open the door back up for everyone.
Well, the door's open, buddy. I mean,
Does it count if I don't move my lips? If a robot can say it, can I say it without moving my lips? And we could just put...
I'm sure you could. I'm sure you can get away with it. The thing is, though, the upside of the voice generator and the face swaps and all that is you can just lie about everything.
Sure.
Just say it was fake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be like, oh, I didn't call you a cunt. Babe, that was the voice generator thing.
My wife sees a video of me like sucking on titties at a comedy show. I'm like, that is generated.
Yeah, I got haters, babe.
This is fabricated.
Yeah. Like, they're preying on my downfall. You have 50 followers.
You have 50 followers? God damn it.
Fuck, man. Yeah, I don't know. I think there will be some weird, like, you know how there's, like, augmented reality.
Sure.
Like the Google Glass and shit like that. And, like, you know, if you, like, Google a tiger or a shark or, like, a bunch of different animals, but those are two specific ones that it works with, then you can AR them in the room with you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, like if you do a tiger, and then there's a AR thing on Google that pops up. You can click tiger, open your camera, and then put a tiger in the room.
What the fuck?
And you could just do that, just with your regular technology. Then you have the up scale of that, which is like the fucking Sphere in Vegas. You know what I mean? Where they can completely fabricate an entire environment and make it seem like it's unreal. Is that eventually we get to this point in society where we'll make a counter technology where you can see through all the fake shit, where you can look at a video with a similar device to the augmented reality and it'll just show all the CGI, and it'll show all the fake shit, all the green screen. It'll like deconstruct whatever they did so that you can see what's real or not. You're not just watching the news and
It's
you're
so
like,
dumb.
oh, fucking, this guy fucking came up and punched the president of the United States in the face. Well, turns out it was fake. You could just watch the video and see that they CGI'd that guy in there or whatever. I think will end up ultimately being how it is. Because I think the environment of the real world has already became so much integrated into the internet that eventually it will be integrated in the internet. Like people will wear clothes that show up differently on augmented reality.
Yeah, you're just wearing one of those tags.
Yeah, a QR code.
Everyone just wears a white shirt with a QR code on it, but it's
Gucci.
If you scan it,
and they look fucking...
That's sweet.
Cool Pete's costume, bro.
Yeah. I feel like we were so close to, like, even this summer. Like, while I was up in Alaska, a ton of UFO stuff was happening. Not in Alaska, but, like, down here.
And one was coming out, released to the
Yeah,
public.
yeah. I was like, damn. I was like, for a minute there, it felt like we were so close to, like, oh, the lizard people are real. The Jews are aliens. Like, it's like we were so close. And it just, like, it just got so boring again. It's still all the same shit where it's just like, God, we don't have a choice. We have to bomb. We have to drop bombs. And it's like, conservative people are still just flipping out the, ew, gay people. Ugh. It's like, God, something needs to change.
Yeah.
Because it's boring.
Well, I think that's part of it, though. Is like, if you were in control of any significant group of people, like, let's just use parenting for an example, because it's a perfect way to, like, metaphorically be the president. You know what I mean? I'm in charge of my house, so I can pretend to know what it would be like to be in charge of a whole country.
Sure.
And if I could easily entertain my whole house with playing, like, Uno all day, then that makes my job easy as fuck.
Sure.
It might be boring for them, but if they're entertained by it, as long as they're disinterested in whatever I got going on out in the garage, I'm still able to do my projects.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Bread and circuses.
The bread and circuses thing, but also I think there has to be that boredom and disconnect with caring about what's going on. Like, there has to be a fatigue from the media. Also,
I'm maxed out.
of
I'm maxed out. Everyone else needs to max it out.
That's the goal, though. That's
it's like, who gives a fuck about any of it anymore?
You don't care about
who
any
cares?
of it, but that's the point.
Who
of it,
still cares?
So that you don't care about any of it, and then they're able to just pass whatever laws they want, get into whatever conflicts they want to get into,
crazy,
ship however much of our money overseas as they want without helping our own people. You know, it's one of those things where it's like the only people who are in the machine of politics were career politicians their whole life, so they've already been bought and paid for. Whatever they got into it for initially is no longer what motivates them today, and nobody today is getting into politics without a capitalistic motivation.
I'm gonna start running for office, and my campaign is gonna be based off of convincing people to stop killing themselves and start killing landlords. Don't kill yourself, kill a landlord.
Yeah.
Find a property management company, burn it down.
It's trigger down economics.
Yes.
Dude. You put the trigger down, eventually the fucking properties are gonna trickle downhill.
COVID was the last hope for trickle down economics. You know that shit doesn't fucking work now.
Yeah.
It's like, if elderly people dying in mass didn't trickle down, what else is there?
Well, the thing
else is there?
The thing is maybe it trickles down, but what they fail to explain in that whole plan is that it trickles through a screen of taxes. That collects most of that shit.
Old folks' homes will leave nothing left, for sure.
By the time you get to the bottom of the sieve that it has to go through, there's not a lot left to trickle down. There's a lot of rich fucking people,
crazy,
along the way, because you gotta hire just try dying, bro. It's expensive.
The coroner.
When you die, you gotta pay the coroner.
Moving the body costs a shit ton.
You gotta pay fucking for the service and everything. But then you have to pay back all that person's estate's debts, right? So then all those people get their chunk out of it. Then you have to pay off their mortgage.
Not up in Alaska, dude. They don't give a fuck, dude. They'll fly out and pick up a body. They won't even ask questions.
Yeah.
They'll be like,
that guy's not leaving anything behind.
They'll be like, this is a state paid for service. If you're on one of the islands and you die, they'll drive a boat out. They'll just be like, that sucks. Thanks. See ya.
You're like, he said I could have his cabin. Okay, sounds right.
Great. We don't ever check any of that stuff, so. Alaska's wild, dude.
Dude, it feels like one of those places that the cops would be afraid to live.
There's no cops.
None. Yeah.
No, yeah, you have like a volunteer guy who will like. Yeah, dude, domestic violence is no joke up in Alaska.
Oh,
Animals and women, they catch uppercuts up there, dude.
Jesus
They do
Christ.
not. You really gotta watch yourself, because
What the
I mean,
fuck?
you're in a cabin in the forest on an island in the middle of nowhere half the
Yeah.
time. And if you look at the population of Alaska, biggest state that we own,
Mhm.
the entire population is just around the coast.
Yeah.
The entirety. Nobody fucking lives in Alaska.
Yeah. Well, not
It's
inland Alaska.
A
at all.
gigantic plot of land that has been mostly untouched.
Yeah.
Like, we have not actually explored all of
Well,
Alaska.
a lot of it is reserves, isn't it? Like
Yeah, I think a lot of it's...
national park
yeah,
land
yeah.
or some shit.
Dude, there's pyramids up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Alaska.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of this, dude.
Nobody knows about them.
Huh.
They're completely overgrown. It just looks like a pine forest
Yeah.
if you fly over them. But there's fucking pyramids up there that I don't think anyone's fully excavated or anything yet.
Huh. That's fucking fascinating.
Yeah, there's so much crazy shit up
There's
there.
a lot of shit like that in any areas that are unexplored. I feel like.
Yeah, I think a lot of North America is actually unexplored.
There's big areas of it for sure.
Most of
I
Canada.
think about that shit
Yeah.
all the time whenever I'm like driving somewhere to like go. I mean, on a road trip too, yeah. But like even to just like go camping, where it's like, how long you drove, where there's nothing as far as I can see on the
Yeah.
left, nothing as far as I can see on the right,
Yeah.
and then you think about if I drove, if I just took a right off this road and just started going, and I drove 50 miles, I would probably be able to get out of my car and walk around somewhere no one's ever walked around in fucking hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Just because, like, nobody ever goes off the roads.
Yeah.
At least not any farther than a couple miles.
Yeah, so
You know?
it's not that crazy to find a bunch of cowboy shit out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But you got to go way off.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
shit's bananas.
Yeah, there's probably some cool ass shit out in the backwoods of Alaska, though, I'd imagine.
Yeah. There's probably a lot of scary shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that. I know there's a lot of people that flee
Yeah, there's probably
to
there's
Alaska.
the issue isn't just that there's a fuck ton of big bears. The issue is there's a fuck ton of people.
Yeah.
There's probably off-grid people all over the place.
And nobody lives off-grid in Alaska for no reason.
Yeah.
There's
They're not-
There's something going on.
They're not just
You know what I mean?
lonely guys.
I've often considered the idea of like doing a homestead or like
Take
doing
off,
some
yeah.
off-grid and shit. And, like, that's one thing. Living completely remote. There's some reasoning behind that shit.
Yeah.
You know? Like, there's a reason you don't want to be around anybody.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've gone up to Alaska a few times.
Yeah, like
I mean,
three times.
Or,
3 summers up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You always had pretty decent experience. I know I heard one story. From
I did
Alaska
get kicked
that
out. I got kicked off of an island one time. For
That's a fucking good story.
You're one of the only
I don't know
people.
if you want to share.
You're one of the
I
only
would love
people
it
who
if you
knows.
did, but-
Yeah, I was cooking on an island. It was a really nice fishing resort. It was a baller. That was probably one of my favorite jobs I've ever had. It just felt like I was hanging out with friends cooking. And
yeah.
you know, it's super easy job. You just cook for like 20 people a night type of thing. They go fishing every day. Easy.
Yeah, that's easy as fuck.
Easy.
I mean, especially if you're coming from a restaurant.
Oh yeah, you're doing 400 covers a night down
Yeah.
to 20 people a day. It's like the easiest thing you could
I'll
even
cook you
imagine.
Whatever you want.
Yeah,
big
exactly.
dog.
Whatever you want. Which is kind of what you do. But this was a while ago. I was 21, 22 maybe. And so it was super restricted internet. We had internet, but not a ton.
Uh-huh.
So you couldn't, we all had to disable videos. So if you were scrolling through Facebook, it wouldn't autoplay. You couldn't watch
Yeah.
YouTube, nothing like that.
That way it doesn't just suck down the band.
Yeah. And so in the email, the preparation email, they were like, make sure you bring entertainment pre-recorded or pre-downloaded and stuff. And I was young and stupid, didn't realize that they were telling you to download porn.
Yeah.
They were like, don't download it. You can't watch it up here, so make sure you download it
Bring
before
a
you
little
come
collection.
up. Yeah. I didn't bring anything. I brought like a 3DS.
fuck.
And so, like, because I was like, dude, I'll just play
I
fire.
can't fuck anyone on here. They're all 8 years old.
yeah. It's like fucking cartoon children. And so I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll just play Fire Emblem for, the summer. I won't need Netflix, whatever.
Which is fine to cut out movies, but...
I did not even register porn, because, like, it's not like I watch porn a ton. Yeah. Probably a lot. Who knows? I was a young man.
You don't realize until you miss it, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, so I got, like, 8 days in, and I started feeling weird. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I feel so weird. And I was like, oh, man, I haven't busted a nut in like 2 weeks.
So fucking backed up.
I was like, damn, I didn't even realize. So after like a couple days of trying to jerk off the Fire Emblem, and that didn't work.
You're like, what's the hottest battle I can get into?
Yeah. It's like, someone ripped this bitch's clothes off.
Like, Jinx kind of has tits.
Fucking the chef, she hit me up like 8 days in or something. She was like, ooh, we made it a week in, which means I get to FaceTime my husband tonight. And then she gave me like the eyebrows of like, you know what that fucking means. I was like, whoa, we can FaceTime? She's like, you can FaceTime once a week. And I was like, that's a great idea. I was like, that's a good fucking idea.
I know where this call's going.
And so I'm friends with a ton of cam girls in real life.
Yeah.
Just through happenstance, like to old friends, they got into it, stuff like that.
As we talked about before, it's very lucrative.
It's very lucrative. Yeah, it's like
if I had a snatch, it'd be all over the
dude. I'd have panty vending machines outside of my house that I'd fill every day.
Yeah, that definitely wouldn't be the sitting couch.
yeah. It doesn't have to be.
Hey. That's for the Patreon only, folks.
So I was like, I'm going to try and FaceTime someone to jerk off. I had just gotten a ton of Facebook friend requests from mutuals from on the island because we all took a picture on the dock.
And everyone's phone knows each other. So
yeah.
Hey, you might know this shit.
You know all these people.
You took a picture with them, right?
Well, the manager took a picture of the entire crew on the dock, posted it on Facebook, tagged everyone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so then everyone links up.
Yeah, so we all added each other. So I'm getting a ton of mutual friend requests from people from all over the world. And this Italian bitch hits me up. She's like 24. She's going to college in France. The broken English should have been a dead giveaway, but I was young and stupid. But I'm like, oh, this is just a cam girl fishing.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, she's just networking.
Yeah, she's trying to get somebody to.
And so I was like, I will pay money to jerk off. Absolutely, let's do this thing. Fucking.
Yeah, you're like, I'm fucking backed out.
It was like, this is perfect timing. I get my one FaceTime call. Like, 30 seconds into the FaceTime call, after she's like, show me your penis, because that's what I care about, not the money at all. I'd like to see what you have. I'm fucking so stupid and horned up. I show her my cock.
Fucking horned up is the main thing.
Some Mongolian dude mirrors, just screen records me jerking off.
Fuck yeah.
Mirrors it, puts it on a loop, and then shows it to me. Just like that's all I can see on my phone is me jerking off. I'm like, oh, this isn't good. And he's just like, all right, so you're going to send me $800.
That's pretty reasonable.
Well, that's the lowest amount you can ask for before it's...
flagged or something?
Before it's like a felony.
Oh. Okay.
In case they do get caught, it's not a felony. As if they would ever get caught. They had... they had so much shit. I tried catching this guy for weeks. But his shit was tight. But I was like, I just spent all my money partying before I was going to come up and make a fuck ton of money. I'm like, I will fuck your mom to death, bitch. I don't give a shit. He's like, I'm going to show everyone on your Facebook this video. I'm like, all my friends have seen me jerk off, bitch. Fuck you, do it, pussy. And
bluff.
I forgot that, like, the manager had just taken a picture and tagged everybody in it. And so that was the first link that he dropped was under that picture in the comments.
Oh, fuck.
So the manager of the island I'm on, in the comments of the beginning of the season crew picture. There's just a video of me jerking off.
One weekend.
I'm clearly in my room, in my cabin. And so he shotgunned that video all through my Facebook feed, which was hilarious. Because, like, my friends are just assholes, and they loved it. They were like, this is Myles, you rascal. That's what it was. But fucking... Yeah, no, I immediately just, like, started... I didn't even get a cum, by the way.
It doesn't sound like
dude. It was awful.
Sounds like that shit would fucking whoop right back up.
So I, like...
You just see a picture of you jacking it.
You're
like, oh,
yeah, that ruins it for sure. But...
It'd be way weirder if you came.
I should have. I should have just been like, wait,
damn.
wait, let me see the Italian chick again.
That grip action, dog. You got this.
Fucking... So I'm like running through the island looking for Brandy. I'm gonna use her real name. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I think that's her real name. It's been a while, but I'm like, as I run downstairs, I look at everyone, the whole crew. They're all on their phone. I know they all just got tagged in the comment. And so I'm like, okay. So I just beeline. I'm just looking for Brandy, whose post it was. By the time I find her, she was like, what the fuck, dude? She's like, I was like, hey, we need to talk. She's like, yeah, we do. What the hell? And she was like, look, I don't know what the fuck is going on. If I would have caught it quick enough, this would not be a big deal. But the owner of the island saw it. And they're getting the boat ready right now. And so, within like 40 minutes of my dick being out, I was packed and on a boat.
Just fucking kicked off the island.
I was getting boated to a float plane, and they just dumped me at the airport. I had no money. I had no money. They just dumped me at the Ketchikan airport in Alaska. And I had to call my mom. Like, hey, guess what happened? I was like,
damn.
Fucking.
At least you were fucking able to get some help, though. You would have been fucked.
Yeah, I would have had to start working in Ketchikan, I guess.
I guess I just live here.
Guess I live in Ketchikan. I don't know.
Damn.
Yeah, that was probably the funniest thing that's ever happened to me, though.
That's hardcore.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Fuck. I know that's a real scam, too, though, because I've heard of that happening before to people. And one of my it was one of my wife's friends, actually, messaged me before and said, yo, somebody sent me this message. You want to see this guy's dick? And I just said, I've seen all my friends' dicks.
Yeah.
No big deal. So I don't know if that was the same type of thing.
Probably
Never got any follow-up. No one
know.
else sent me a similar message like, yo, is this your dick?
Jesus
and
Christ.
she didn't say that either, so it was probably a similar scam, but...
Yeah,
it seems like a pretty smart fucking way to get $800, you know?
Yeah, it works. It works. It happens a lot more than people, because it happens to guys, and they never talk about it.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure.
So they'll bury that
they
shit
just pay the
deep
money
down. But it's like every single person I knew saw me jerk off, so it's not like I can be like, yeah, well, it's not like I can just ignore it. It's
that's probably weirdly freeing in a way, though. Where you're like, well, I can never get caught for this again.
Yeah, I mean, that actually is what led...
Everyone jacks off, so, like, after the initial dread of it, you're just like, fuck it.
Sure,
you know?
yeah.
Everyone's seen my dick, I can't change that now, so...
That's what led to me doing the sermon. I was like, I've already been, sex crimed. I was like, that's the worst thing that can happen to you on the internet is...
Yeah, fucking...
I was like, what else can happen? Turns out you can get hacked really bad, actually, which happened to me a couple times, yeah.
Oh. Like they hacked into all your shit or what?
Yeah, they got my IP address and all my phone stuff, too. I was just talking too much shit on the internet.
Yeah, so some fucking hackers hacked into all your shit?
Well, they did it because they liked me, luckily, because they were watching the sermon, and I was talking a lot of shit. You tell someone they're going to hell, they're like, we're going to see what you're up to. But, yeah, I mean, I like legitimate hackers where they don't just get your IP address, they get everything. Like, they were moving stuff around on my phone. They were like, and thank fuck they liked me.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't like me, it would have been a nightmare. They probably would have had all my bank account stuff. They actually gave me money by the end of it.
Wow. That's pretty fucking cool.
It was lucky. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the internet's a fucking scary place.
Yeah. Well, because it has everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the fucking most crazy, corrupt person you could imagine is on there. And then so is the fucking Jehovah's Witness fan page.
Yeah. It's nuts.
Yeah.
And it's not even just everyone is on there. There's people that don't even exist on there. There's robots designed to fuck you up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can step on a landmine on the internet and a fucking rabid robot dog will fuck you to death without even a person touching it. Like, shit's so crazy.
Yeah, luckily, personally, I've never got into any of that. I've never got hacked. I've never been scammed. I've had a lot of like, okay, this is clearly a scam.
Yeah, the bots.
I started getting shit tons of bots. Facebook is the worst form. I stopped adding people.
Crazy, yeah.
It's like out of control now. It fucks up a lot of group chats and shit, which I've noticed, especially in comedy. Like, somehow our open mic group chat is still strong.
Yeah.
But, like, a lot of comedy group chats I'm in is, like, every third message is some porn chat
Just
bot.
a link.
And they have to keep trying to get them out, so then you end up silencing all the notifications in your chat because it's just porn all the time. And then now no one communicates in the chat because it's fucking, But, I don't know. It definitely could be a lot worse.
Sure.
And I feel like I get a lot of benefit from the internet personally with, like, the podcast thing. Like, some people listen to this because of the internet. Nobody would listen to it if it was, like, a ham radio. You know what I mean? And then, like, social media and all that is fucking good, especially for, like, stand-up and stuff,
Sure.
I mean...
I love the internet.
I try to see the internet as, like, you can't consume more than you contribute to it, if that makes sense. Or else it will consume you, If you're scrolling videos all day, you can lose a whole fucking day, dude.
Yeah, you can.
And then you just feel like a piece of shit. You didn't learn anything. There's no, all those videos are such short form content that nothing stuck with you.
Yeah.
So it's just literally, you lost the whole fucking day.
TikTok will fuck your shit up.
If you're making TikToks, fucking...
Sure.
Sometimes you can get a fucking big following out of it. Sometimes you can get people coming to shows. Sometimes you can get money. Like, I was monetized on Facebook for a long time. I made a few $1,000s out of it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That was fucking all from Reels. Making little short...
Hell yeah. That's all. Yeah, that's dope.
Fucking stupid videos, right? Now I, don't make shit off of it. 25 cents a month, if that, because they change all their basis shit to where they're like, all right, we're only going to pay people who are already millionaires, we'll just keep the same thing going. But for a while, it was like, based on however good of content you make, based on however many views you can get, we'll pay you. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'll play that game. For sure,
It's a fun game.
Yeah, it's a cool game because you can't lose. If you get no views, I already have no money.
Yeah. I'm
like,
broke.
cool.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah, and then if I can fucking get some people to laugh or just shit talk me in the comments long enough to like blast up my videos, then I'll get money.
Fuck yeah, I miss it. I miss Twitch. I miss doing.
How come you stopped doing it?
I can't do it in my apartment.
Is it like a long thing to do? Like you'd spend several hours or like?
Yeah, it would be about 4 to 6 hours every Sunday, and then like 4 or 5 hours on Wednesday. I could probably do the clown shit still, but like I also don't have a room for it anymore.
Yeah.
I used to have like a room dedicated to it.
Yeah.
So I could get drunk and make balloon animals and just fill the room up with balloon animals.
Yeah, and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, not have to worry about shit. But now I'm in the living room. I got the kitchens going. People are walking around and shit. So I just don't have room.
Background noise and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if just a space is the only thing, like, prohibiting you from doing that, you could fucking work something out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Find somewhere where you could just, like, hey, every Sunday I'm going to come by for 4 hours and fucking do my thing. I know they have, like, that, the Hive or whatever.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
talking about? It's like $25 an hour or something.
Yeah, I mean, if their internet was good enough to upload, like a high-quality live stream,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. What I really need to do is buy a church.
Like a physical church?
Yeah, like a church.
Fuck yeah.
I'd like a small church.
Yeah.
And then just deck that shit out and get tax-free.
Yeah.
And be a
No
proper
property
religion.
tax,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Is did you ever get like certified as a religion through that?
I did a lot of the paperwork for it. I was like, yeah, I can marry people and that easy shit, but like the requirements for a state to recognize you as a religion are actually, it's not that hard, but you do need a place of worship.
Oh, okay.
So you do need a physical, at least that's how it is in Idaho. You need a physical property, which is like a pain in the ass to get. So
Yeah. Well, just because, like we were talking about earlier in the podcast, the fucking real estate market.
2-bed, 1-bath crack house is $500,000. Yeah, it's
trailers are over $100,000. Bro.
It's insane.
Are over $100,000.
Nothing makes sense.
Bro, this house 8 years ago sold for the same price as trailers.
A trailer.
Right now. Single wide trailers right now. Yep, but I didn't have credit back then. Still don't, so I'll just keep renting. You know?
My credit's good. I still can't do shit.
Yeah.
I should probably get a job. I mean,
Yeah.
a job might help.
If you have decent credit and you get like $10,000 to put down, you could get into a house.
Yeah, I think interest rates will drop here in the next couple
even
of
with
years.
them being a lot, and even with houses costing a lot, the mortgage is still cheaper than the rent. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know, so like
if
you're able to get into something, even if you don't plan on living there until you pay it off.
I just want to
paying
stop
a mortgage instead of a rent. Well,
dumping thousands of dollars into a shitty apartment drives me nuts.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
hate it so much.
Well, you've been doing it for years, I'm sure. So that's what.
Since
over,
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over time, you get this fucking fatigue of it, where you're like adding up the numbers subconsciously.
It's
in your
crazy.
Head, and you go, like I was saying, where you go, I bought this fucking house.
Yeah.
And I don't own a blade of its grass.
No.
Like, you know?
It's a fucking scam.
Yeah. But then I also tell myself too, is like I'm not gonna fucking move until I do buy something. You know.
Exactly.
Fuck.
Yeah, there's no point.
Yeah. We've been going quite a while.
Yeah, what time?
We're over an hour and a half. We could probably wrap this puppy up if you want to.
Yeah, it's good.
Always give the guests opportunity to like plug their social media, connect my listeners with your shit. Maybe they'll come to a show. Maybe they'll listen to your next church sermon when you get that shit going again, you know.
You can find me Myles of Pizza on everything.
Hell yeah. What's the story behind that? I don't know why I didn't ask you before.
Oh, I'm one of the best pizzaiolos in the country.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
I fuck mouth on pizza, dog.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's what all this is, right?
That's
here.
why you started all the Miles of Pizzas to...
Yeah, that was my Twitch, was Myles of Pizza. And I fucking worked in pizza for like fucking 10 years.
Oh yeah.
And I'm really good at pizza.
Fuck yeah. Well, maybe one day you fucking start a pizza restaurant.
Fuck no. God. Ugh. Jesus. Fuck no.
Alright, as always, make sure you follow Myles Pizza on all social media. As always, fridgefriendspodcast@gmail.com. If you got questions, comments about the show, upcoming show dates for me, jkmartin.com. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends. We always get a lot of people listening to the show, not a lot of people sharing the show. That's how we get more people listening to the show. So it's a free way to support. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I love you guys.
Don't kill yourself. Kill a landlord.
Or at least a cop.
A cop, property management.
Yeah. In a pinch, just anyone much wealthier than you will do.
Find the wealthiest neighborhood and just start running over kids.
That's the perfect note to end it on. Start running over kids. Fuck yeah.